You're good.
So those are, this side, helping you guys learn and this side is one of you. But today we're going to learn about retelling events of a story. Got it? Got it? But before we do that, we're going to go to the tables and we're going to do something called the KWL chart. And right here, we're going to write what we know. What we know about the parts that we find in the beginning of the story, the parts that we know are in the middle of the story, and the parts that are at the end of the story. Everybody understand?
Yes.
So I'm going to hand out the sheet. We're going to go to our seats quickly. We're going to do this, and then we're going to come back. Yes, you guys. You guys are going to sit down. You're going to get one sheet, and you guys are going to fill it out. You guys can talk to each other, but as we're filling them out. All right? Got it? Yes. All you have to focus on, I understand, all you have to focus on is this one. Right here. Okay? Yeah. We don't remember about the parts of the book, the beginning. Not the general of the book, like not the book. Basically, remember how we were taught what parts are the beginning, like character and the beginning of the events. That's what we're no. We're going to read the book, but if you remember, we were taught what parts were happened in the beginning of the moment. What parts happened in the beginning?
Usually problems come by in the beginning.
Yes. In the middle of it, yes, in the middle, that's where we figure out how the problems are. Got it. That's exactly what I want you guys to write down. Now you understand? Alright, let's go back to our seats. And I'm going to hand out the sheets. And we're going to do it. I guess if I could get lost in the out. Got it. Anybody confused? Call me and I'll explain. In the middle of the story, we find events, meaning the big picture, what is going on. And at the end, we find out how the story ends or the problem gets solved. Right? Alright. So before I start with the book, we're going to quickly go over a few definitions quickly, just so they're not hard when we read the book. No, I didn't write it. I will tell you who did. So the first word is called courage. It means standing for something you believe in, even if you're scared. So I know something is right. I will stand up and I will do it. Next word is separate. It means to keep apart. Like putting one pencil on that side of the room and the other pencil on that side of the room. The next word we have is equality. And that's when people are treated the same no matter what they look like or where they come from. And segregation is keeping people apart by the way they look or where they come from. Any questions? Yes? Yes? Anybody? There you go. What? They're in Alabama. It's one of the states in our country. Any questions about the definitions? Okay. That's what we'll discuss. But what vocabulary, specifically vocabulary? Go ahead. You have to speak up, I can't hear you.
Vocabulary is like some.
Alright. We're good with the words? What's up? It's just words from the start. It's just words we find the meanings of. Alright, so here's the book we're gonna read. Alright guys? It's called Let the Children March. And every time I stop, you guys are going to turn to each other and talk about what was happening in that part of the book. Alright? So guys, the book is called Let the Children March by Monica Clark Robinson. It's okay guys, let's focus on reading. Let's focus on reading. Alright? Everybody's ready? Alright. So here we go. So this is a few pictures. This is a picture of a few dates. And like, okay, as you can see, here is another picture that shows the title of our book and some of the characters that we might meet. Alright? So, in 1963, Birmingham, Alabama, I couldn't play on the same playgrounds as the white kids. I couldn't go to their schools. I couldn't drink from their water fountains. There were so many things I couldn't do. Now, do you think this is fair? I don't either. I don't think it's fair either. Yes, and I do not agree with that either. Got it. One warm spring night, my family went to church. We weren't there to have regular service. We were here to listen to Dr. King speak. We were there to plan. And there is our Dr. Martin Luther King. He wanted to raise an army of peaceful protesters to fight for freedom. And protesters are people who believe in something. And they are courageous. And they fight for the right thing. His brown eyes flashing fire and love, Dr. King told us the time had come to march. If I march, Mama said, I'll lose my job. Sure enough, I can't march, Daddy said. I've got a family to feed. The weight of the world rested on my parents' shoulders, but this burden, this time, did not have to be theirs to bear. Oh, look, two of her characters, a brother and a sister. Yes, you're correct, Sophie. I don't have a boss to fear, my brother said, or a job to lose. We can march this time. We'll be Dr. King's army, I said. I'll be fine, Daddy, I promise. Don't worry, Mom. Dr. King didn't like children being put in harm's way. He was a dad too, after all. But he said that though we were young, we were not too young to want our freedom. Let the children march. They will lead the way. All right, guys. I want you to turn to the person right next to you. Thank you. And I want you to talk about what happened at this part of the book. Anthony, why aren't you talking to nobody?
Anthony, come.
Alright, you guys got anything? Everybody got something? Alright. I'm gonna take on a few people to give me an answer. Okay. Only a few people have asked. Okay, one. Yes. That, wow. Good. That was good. Yes. One more and I'll be president. Okay, let's go.
In that siege, Martin Luther King needs some people to march with him, but the mom said he cannot because she need a horse, and the dad said he need a few kids, so the two kids going to do it.
Very good. Very good. Wow. That's good. So guys. So what happened, right, is that the kids and the parents, they went to the church to listen to Martin Luther King about the protest, right? And then, because the parents couldn't go, couldn't fight for freedom, because they had a job, the kids decided to join Martin Luther King's army to march for freedom. Okay, now we're gonna see the march. All right. So on May 2nd, a sunny Thursday, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, cousins and friends, we all met at the church, dressed in our best, feet ready, in a silence so loud that all I could hear was my racing heart. We began to walk. Hand in hand, we marched, so frightened, yet certain of what was right for freedom. And what does that mean? That means that she was courageous. She had courage. She stood up for what she believed in, even though she was very scared. The path may be long and troubled, but I am going to walk on. Would I be heard? Would be heard? Would it all be worth it? Here's a poster when they want better schools. Schools like every other child got at the time. Hate dogged my heels all that day. Its yellow canines, teeth sharp, but courage walked by my side and kept me going. Disperse, or you will be jailed, the police shouted the first day. Disperse, or you will get wet, the police shouted the second day. Disperse, we will release the dogs, the police shouted the third day. We didn't disperse, we kept on marching, and we wouldn't stop until things started to change. Alright, so guys, as you see, they are getting wet, and the dogs are attacking them, but they're still what? They're still courageous, they still have courage, and they're not backing down. What? Here? So, these are the kids, they're standing and they're continuing to protest. Protest means to fight for what you think is right. Hundreds of us went to jail on the first day, and even more on the second. My turn wasn't until the third day. Guys, listen. After I was sprayed by the water stronger than anything I've ever felt. Guys, rough hands pushed me forward, and I fell to my knees. In the police wagon, I was going to jail. Dr. King reassured our parents, don't worry. Don't worry about your children, he said. They are going to be all right. Don't hold them back if they want to go to jail. For they are doing a job for not only themselves, but for all of America and for all mankind. That night, crowded into a cell too small for even half of the kids, we sang. Our parents couldn't be there with us, but still we sang, wrapped in the proud and loving arms of our ancestors. The reason that they're in jail is because they were taken by the police from the march. Alright, guys? They will be there. That's one of our characters, if you remember. Because the parents didn't march, remember? They did. Yes. Alright, guys. So what happened let's discuss between each other what happened at this part of the story. Between each other. Talk to each other. That. This way. Yeah. Just talk this way. Got it. Alright, guys. Alright, what do we think? Guys, you ready? Are we ready? Alright, let's go with a few people. Go. Alright, we'll come back. Anybody else? Anybody else? And after what? After they did what? Alright. Go ahead. Alright. Go ahead. Got it. Okay. So what happened in this part is that they continued, they started their march, right? They marched for freedom with their posters that said what they wanted, right? And then for 3 days they were sprayed by the police and asked to disperse. But they didn't. And on the third day they went to jail. Alright, so let's continue. I was still in jail, but we heard that the next day and the next, more kids marched. The water hoses they used to sting us couldn't stop our fierce tide. Guys, listen up. Guys, listen. The path may be long and troubled, but I am going to walk on. And as you see here, the kids are still marching, even though there are people in the back that are yelling at them. Yes? Yeah. Turn the other cheek, we had been taught. Show love where there is hate. The world watched as hate bruised us. But for 7 days we walked on in love. The jails swelled to bursting, and even President Kennedy took notice. Daddy said the president received letters, calls about us from all over the world. Guys, Cameron, pay attention. Our march would become a memory, a small part of a larger story. But we had been heard, and the seeds of revolution were sown. So see, an important president heard about their march. Yes? We're almost done with this reading. One more, 2 more pages. You could hold for 2 more pages? And we're ready to move on? Okay. 2 days and nights I stayed in the jail. Some stayed even longer. When I left, I was tired and sore, and my best dress was ripped. But my smile was as wide as the Mississippi River. I had made a difference. I am so proud. Guys, pay attention. I am so proud of you, baby girl, Mama said. Your march was what made them see. With nothing more than our feet, voices, and courage, we had done what others couldn't. Change was right around the corner. We felt it like a cool breeze in an Alabama August. On May 10th, the great news rang out. Dr. King had reached an agreement with the white leaders of the city. Desegregation would begin. Everybody will now start to be friends. Oh, that's just a flag from Alabama. He got a rip in the shirt, that's what that is. And now they're back together, right? She's a little bruised, but they're all finally back together and happy. Yes, guys, that was the last one. Now, yeah, you're right. 1 month later, 1 second. I'll explain 1 second. 1 month later, you guys pay attention? 1 month later, I was playing on the playground I had never been allowed to play on before. 2 months later, my family ate at the diner we'd never been allowed to eat in before. Our march made the difference. We, the children, led the way. Singing the songs of freedom, 1,000 songs came. So as we see, to all the kids, no matter who they are playing together. So guys, what happened at the end of the story? Discuss between each other.
They stole the problem, and they all
Alright.
ate at the same place.
That was the last thing. Alright guys, we'll pick on a few. What was it? What happened in the story? One second. What happened in the story?
They came out of jail and the problem was solved because one of the important presidents fixed the whole world, and the whole world became nice because the white and the black began to play together and eat at the same place.
There we go. There you go. Anybody else?
And go to the same school.
Anybody else? Correct. And they could play together. Right. Correct. All good. Wow, they're geniuses. Yeah, they're geniuses. All right. So just to recap, just to retell what happened. So they continue. What had happened is they continue to march, right? And then President Kennedy heard about it from all the letters that he received. And then Dr. Martin Luther King, he talked to the white leaders of the city, right? What? said white David. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. You misheard me. I never said that. That's a bad word. Sorry, but that's a bad word. All right. So what happened after Martin Luther King started desegregation is that they were allowed to all play together.
The same part.
One at a time. One at a time. Okay, guys, don't touch this. All right, you can go to the bathroom. Go ahead. All right. We're gonna draw about what happened at the beginning of the story. Then we're gonna draw what happened at the middle of the story.
What is the problem? What is the problem? What is the problem? The beginning is the problem. We have to share.
And then at the end, right here, we're gonna draw what happened at the end of the story, okay?
Oh, now I get it. You know what?
Right.
Can we start now?
Yes. Here, here.
Sorry, I don't mean to be all in your face. I just don't want to get them in the video.
No problem.
No problem. Mr. Justin,
Yeah.
can't just say that has to be like a jar like this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This part I'm not gonna record. I'm not gonna record this.
Draw what happened.